The question of worth it is reliant on an outcome. We don't make these things for an outcome. It's not the mindset to make something great.
If you clicked on this video, you're probably a producer wondering how you can improve. You want artists to use your beats, you want people to tap in with you, you want to collab with bigger producers, and you generally just want success in the industry. But the methods you've currently been using probably aren't working. So in this video, I'm going to tell you the #1 way, in my opinion, that I think we can improve as producers. And it all just comes from a simple mindset shift. And the best way I can think to phrase it is to create without expectation. But what does this actually mean, and how does it actually help you become a better producer?
I think it's terribly dangerous for an artist to fulfill other people's expectations. I think they generally produce their worst work when they do that.
So many producers are obsessed with like placements and working with big artists, and in my opinion, producing and going for placements, it's become a bit of like a rat race, and I think it's limiting like so many talented producers. Producing used to be about innovating and pushing boundaries, but now the producing game is so oversaturated that in order to get placements, you have to sort of become a bit of a robot almost. You know, you have to churn out so many beats and loops to even have a chance, because everyone is sending. And you know, you get all these producers making so many beats that all sound the same just because they want to make a beat that they think that this one specific artist is going to use. And the creative process, they sort of eliminate, what the fuck is that train going past? And creating music in this way, I guess you don't really take that much like creative risk. You don't really push the boundaries. You just sort of do the same thing over and over again, like the same style, same formula. Of course, like some people make a living off placements, and like other people just love the grind, like they love the chase. For most producers, like especially ones that work online, don't live in America, don't live in the UK, like it's not really sustainable. In the opening clip of this section, you saw David Bowie talking about how it's important not to create for other people. When we sort of chase placements and make loops and beats specifically for placements, then we're limiting ourselves in a way. You know, how can you expect to come up with something new? How can you expect to create your own sound when all you're doing is recreating someone else's? With so many people just sort of stuck making type beats and just, you know, in this rat race, like I keep saying, there's opportunity to like zoom out and just sort of like create what you want to create and sort of create with freedom. You know, this is how we can find our own sounds and styles, and you know, go back to the ways of when producers were sort of pushing the sound, and the majority of producers don't do that anymore. We're sort of stuck up thinking that, you know, the right way to do things is to do the same thing over and over again and just hope like one of your emails gets opened at the right time. Whereas we should be pushing ourselves, which in turn pushes the music forward.
competition comes from inside us, you know, the competition with ourselves, and to try and get better and want to get better, it comes from inside, so it isn't a pressure from outside, really.
Some of you might be thinking like it sounds counterintuitive to say don't make music for other people when we're literally producers. Like, you could say it's our job to help artists make the music that they want to make. But like I was saying before, if we think about how much competition there actually is in music and producing, if you're making the same style as everyone else, it's almost impossible to stand out. And if you're playing beats for an artist, or an artist opens a beat pack you send them and it sounds like every other beat that they've heard that day, like, what reason do they have to work with you? Like, they're gonna have their go-to producers or people they know in real life. They're just gonna use their stuff. But if we make the music that we wanna hear, and then we find artists that also buy into our vision, then we sort of remove ourselves from the competition. You know, as producers, if we compete with ourselves and aim to sort of build something, you know, whether it be your own sound, you start doing content, you know, even something physical like building a studio, it gives you something to work at every day, and it sort of means that your production journey isn't focused on competing with other producers. And the key point of this video is, once you keep working at these things and you get better every day, then you'll begin to attract your opportunities and you won't have to chase them anymore. Create without expectation, compete against yourself rather than other people, and eventually good things will start happening to you. You know, there's a saying, I'm gonna fuck this up, but I'm pretty sure it's, don't waste your time chasing butterflies, build a garden and they'll come. And I think that's something that, you know, definitely can be applied to music and production. And you know, I've got placements with big artists and I've done over 100 million streams, but I've never had more fun making music than I do right now, because I don't make music for placements anymore. You know, I barely send beats out, I rarely send loops out, I just make music for me, and I've started doing content, and this is the most fun I've ever had, making music and just sort of like being involved in music. You know, we all have that individuality, and that comes out when we create what we want to make. Like, everyone will have their own style and their own slight different things they do with their music that makes it unique and will make other people interested. When everyone goes right, the better option is to go left.
Individuality. If y'all got traffic there, you get off on the next exit and you go somewhere else. So it's betting on yourself and betting on your difference and appreciating the rarity of how you think.